Hello, learned friends and viewers. You are welcome to yet another session on the occasion of the 50th post call ceremony of Chief Thompson Onomibu Okoko, OON, Bodrick, Bozimo, and Dr. Young Oshibiri Esombi. This is a special talk session with Alma ETUWEWE San, a prominent member of the branch. Basically, it is a talk on the occasion of, of the concerning the 50th post ceremony of Chief Thompson Joseph Onumbo Poko, held in honor of him by the branch and um, our eminent and amiable Bodrick Osmo, as well as Dr. Young Ushebri Esombi. So let us sister, you're welcome to this edition of
Thank you very much.
MBA Learning Service. It's good to have you this morning in this program. So let us sister, we observe in the course of your practice, you have had a very good working relationship with the three icons that were celebrated by the branch on Saturday, the 19th day of June 2021. Could you please tell us something about your experience with them?
Yeah, right. Basically, when I moved into Warri in 1995, I met these three icons on this branch. I was fascinated by their conduct, by their appearance in court, and the way they conducted their matters with some form of finesse. And I kind of keep into the kind of practice, and I told myself that if this wonderful gentleman can be this good, then I too can toe the line. And so I started understudying them, particularly with Chief TJ Okoko. In fact, it was a role model to me. I enjoyed his style of practice, and I also enjoyed the fact that he was very serious with his job. No joke, no play at all. He was hard working from the beginning. When I met him, I saw him as somebody who did not toy with his practice, and so his practice was his life, as far as I'm concerned. Same with Alawi Broderick Bozimo and Esombi, Dr. Esombi, now Dr. Esombi of Blessed Memory. Dr. Esombi was also somebody I met in court very often, and at that time, he was the guru in land matters in Warri. His form of cross-examination was second to none. And I always tell people, your cross-examination will make or mar your case. And I also say cross-examination is a skill, and I learned that skill also from these two gentlemen, particularly I'm talking about Dr. Esombi and Chief TJ Okoko. The way they cross-examine the witness, the witness, some of them will want to even pee on their pants, on the witness box. So I took him, and I loved the way they were cross-examining the witnesses, that they will elicit the right answers from the witnesses. So I developed that skill as well, and because I learned from them and I developed the skill. So that's how it has been. They are very wonderful gentlemen, and I tell you, 50 years is not a joke. You can't be in this practice for 50 years and you are still standing strong like this. No form of, some people, before they get to 30, they are already out of the way. But for you to get to 50, 50, a man that is 50 years old, as of today, definitely you would not say that man is a young man.
very many. Although we'll come back to one very striking comment you made about your coming to Warri in 1995. Some lawyers have actually been in practice. They had been in practice before that particular time. And you're coming to Warri in 1995, and this is 2021. Here we are. There's something you've got to tell us about that. Let's move on to the next question. Let's see. We understand that the justice administration in their time may be different from what we have now. Maybe that may have actually made it possible for them to attain the heights of their practice. But look at you, you are of a new generation, and your achievement, taking into account of the fact that you came into Warri in 1995, and here you are. Could you please tell us something about the justice administration system?
Well, you know, the common saying that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. That was what we met when we came into practice, when we were called. Don't forget, I was called in 1988. And so when we came into practice, that slogan was in our memory, particularly it was in my memory. And at that time, the judiciary was another arm of government that was revered. But can I say the same thing as of today? The judges of then, I mean, those days, when they come out, you see them this aura, like the Holy Spirit has descended. You understand? We saw them like they were not men, they were not just mere men. We saw them at that time as men with integrity, that people that you cannot just go close to. So they were, from afar you will observe and you admire them. But we still have some of them today, still standing, and we still revere some of them. But in every 12 there is always a Judah.
And so, what is your way? What is your recommendation concerning how we can actually improve the system?
For me, get politicians out of the appointment of judges. Once they don't interfere with the process, there must be a transparent process. I don't see why the process of appointment of judges should not also be just like the appointment of the senior advocate. The process is, to a large extent, is based on merit. That is one system that I still see in Nigeria today, that, merit counts.
Very, very interesting. I want to believe that a lot of lawyers who are actually watching this session, they are learning a great deal from it. As a learned seasoned senior advocate of Nigeria, it's not just a senior advocate, you are a seasoned one because you have a different generation of the new generation. You have carved a niche for yourself in that area of practice, specialized, and taking into account how the three icons we celebrated on Saturday, and who we are still celebrating today, carved a niche for themselves. Could you give us an idea about your area of specialization? Because you said in the course of earlier on that you looked up to a couple of them, and that must have actually enabled you to to carve a niche for yourself?
Okay, coming from a background, you know, like I said before, I was called in 1988, and I went to Kaduna for my youth service. And when I got to Kaduna, I served in a little chamber, Benga Toki and Co. Or Benga Toki of Blessed Memory today. That was where it was a firm that I call the guru of commercial legal practice. I mean, in Kaduna at that time, you can't three firms. I mean, you can't bring that to Kiambu. It was a household name in Kaduna. And so, coming from that background, and also having that corporate background, when I came into Warri, I was looking at that area because I was already used to that area. And as God will have it, you know, like they say, you always plan and meet opportunity, then you call it miracle. So when your plan meets opportunity, people call it miracle. But that was what actually happened. My plan, my intention when I came into Warri was to go into corporate practice. And like I said, Chief Okoko was a guru in that aspect. In Warri. So I understudied him from afar. Although I did not work in his chambers, but I understudied him from afar. You know, I was when I came in, I was working with John Adeli and Co. And we were always going to court, and we were always having matters against defense of TJ Okoko and Co. And so that's where we all started, and I made up my mind that this is what I wanted to do. These days, I don't think you should be master of all.
No, that's all.
You must cut yourself to say, look, this is what I want to become. This is the area I want to delve into, and specialize in that area. When I say specialize in that area, I don't think you actually need to do masters in that area. I don't think you need to have PhD in that area. You just need to study what the law is concerning that area and develop it by studying on your own. So that's the way I started. That's the way I started, and as God will have it, He opened the way for me.
In fact, that striking comment when you prepare yourself,
Yes.
you plan,
And you meet
and
opportunity.
you meet opportunity, it becomes
a miracle.
That's the striking quote. Now let's go to the next question. In your view, how can young lawyers, now we're now coming back home to young lawyers, because a lot of younger lawyers are looking up to you now. But when I was actually somewhere, but not even just young lawyers, even a lot of people in the corporate world. I was in the bank, and I think it was Seven Bank. The first lawyer they asked me if I knew him was ETUWEWE SAN. So, as when you were talking about corporate practice, I'm not actually surprised, because I think the branch manager, in fact, the two branch manager, one of them, formerly Warri, was later transferred to the East to become the regional manager there, Collins. He talked about you, and even the one here also talked about you. So I think
I'm humbled.
Yeah, I think your name is the household name in the corporate world from all indications.
I'm humbled.
So in your view, how can young lawyers learn from the achievement of these three icons who actually you emulated in one way or the other, and your own achievement? Because now we're talking about four, because we are celebrating the three of them, and you were very much active in the planning process of the Golden Jubilee. We are also celebrating you. That's one unique thing that a lot of people don't know about the Golden Jubilee. As you are celebrating others, you are also celebrating yourself, because you're already there. So, what will young lawyers learn these achievements, their achievements and your achievements?
First of all, you see one factor about these three icons: determination. And I tell you, in all honesty, three of them, not that they were born with golden spoon,
Not at all.
not that though they came into this world or they came into Warri and said that, look, take this amount of money and go and set up a practice. No, they were determined. They believed in themselves. They had the confidence. They believed in themselves to say, look, this is doable. Even if you want to say, okay, you want to say, oh, at that time it was better. No. There's no better, there has never been a better time than now. So, and for young lawyers, I know that most of them, they want to make money immediately. And I don't think if you put money first, then you are in the wrong profession. Maybe you should go into politics. But if you are determined to say, look, I want to, first of all, you must have the flair for it. It's not because, oh, my father said I should go and read law. I want to read law, I will come out, and I want to do something else. No, you must have the flair for this practice. You must be determined to say, look, I want to practice law the way it should be practiced. And coming into it, your integrity is the currency for your development. If you don't have integrity, in a few years you will crash out of the practice. So your integrity is what will keep you on. While your hard work, you have to study. You have to know the current trend. You can't be sitting in one place and believe that you still have the knowledge of the law that you came out of law school with. No. Every day, every month, every year, new development of the law in different areas. What you had before, there are cases that have been overturned. You have to know the current position of the law. And how do you do that? By reading. That is why a lawyer's pride is the book, your law book, your reading, and develop yourself, ensure that you know what is trending in the legal profession. And like I said, your determination. Like one of our icons said, that is late Dr. Mudiaga OJSN, said, as a lawyer, you can never go hungry if you practice the profession the way it should be practiced.
Yes.
For the first few years, yes, you can go hungry. It didn't come easy. You have to continue in what you are doing. So you have to be determined. You have to be confident, then you will add work. Then the last one, the special grace of God.
Yeah.
To cover it.
God.
The belief in God.
Yes.
To cover all that you have done. Because even God said He will bless the work of your hand.
Yes.
If there's nothing in your hand, He can't bless you.
It's nothing. Oh, very, very interesting.
So for younger lawyers, be coming down. Take it one step after the other. You will get there.
Yes.
If I'm able to get there, there's nobody that will not get there.
Yes.
There's nobody that will not get there. With your determination.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very, very, very. On a general note, what is your advice to not just the younger lawyers now, other lawyers, not just the younger lawyers now, because the focus of the last question was the younger lawyers, other lawyers, because some of them, I did say something about you're coming to Warri in 1995, and look at where you are. This is actually where this question is very, very important. Now, we are not talking about the younger lawyers in this case. Now, there are some lawyers who have been met in Warri, but look at where you are. 1995, we are not talking about 1980.
That's about 26 years.
26 years.
That's about 26 years.
1995, and
Yeah.
to a great extent, it's almost close.
Mhm.
And it's like it's quantum leap, if we can call it like that in mathematics, as it is often called in mathematics. What is the secret in the quantum leap? Because this question is directed now to you for the benefit of the older lawyers who we believe can still achieve that height, the height which you've attained now.
Like I said before, when you plan and you meet opportunity, it becomes a miracle.
Yes, yes.
And so people think now that I just jumped into it. It was, continuous hard work.
Yes.
There were days that I had no food to eat. Let me tell you something. I was living next door. I started my practice next door. And when I was there, one morning I was to go to court. I started my car, the car did not start. I had to push the car for the car to start. And when I pushed the car, I came out. They pushed the car out of the compound, and I was causing traffic. And somebody told me, which kind of lawyer is this? I did. And I looked at him. I turned my face. I went to God. And I said, God, change my story. I told God, God, change my story. So, from pushing vehicle, I started having brand new cars.
That is God.
And I told myself, because of that, I told myself, never will I buy a second car.
Wow.
Because buying a second car is problem. The day to give you the problem, you will not know.
Yes.
So I told myself, work hard, buy the brand new car, and use the brand new car, so that nobody will tell you which kind of yellow is this.
This is very interesting.
But you can start. I'm not saying that once you start practice, you just go and buy a brand new car. No. You have to grow. You have to take the insult.
Yeah.
You must take the insult, no matter what. You must take the insult. It is the insult that will even give you more determination to move ahead. So you see, and I always tell people, see, you will pray less and you will pay less.
Okay.
That is my slogan. Always do the right thing, so that you will pray less and you will pay less. And my daughter asked, one day my daughter asked me the question, Daddy, why are you always saying this? I said, okay, let me give you one example. If you drive against traffic and you are caught, first of all, you will pay money for driving against traffic if you are not taken to court. It will delay you, it will do a lot of things. So why not just drive normally, so that you don't have to pay for driving against traffic? Oh, she now said, yeah, okay, I see your point. So always do the right thing. You will pay less and you will pray less. Because we disturb God with a lot of prayers. If we do the right thing, we don't need all these plenty prayers to God all the time. I'm not saying we shouldn't pray.
Yes.
But there are certain things you should do, and you don't need to trouble God.
You don't trouble God unnecessarily. On this note, we want to say thank you so much for having you in this session of the program. It's actually a continuous program, because think you are the third senior advocate that we have had a chat with now.
I want to use the opportunity to congratulate our icons.
Yes.
Once more to congratulate them for Chief TJ Obuku. Is somebody that I respect a lot. Is somebody that has brought me up to an extent, although he will tell me that he didn't teach me certain things. But I'll say, yes, Oga, when you teach a student, he will develop his own pattern as well.
Yes.
But that pattern should not go against your own pattern.
Yes.
So I call him my father as well.
Yes.
I call him my father.
My chat with him yesterday was.
I call him my father in the profession.
He's in fact, he's a teacher. And it was yesterday we got to know that he was a teacher.
And some people will say that you and people, I hear people say that you and Chief TJ Obuku, you are not in good terms. I say, well, what is the meaning of that one? The fact that we have our days in court does not mean that we are not in good terms. Yeah, but so you don't assume. That is my fact. When I wanted to become a senior advocate, he gave me the blessing. It gave me his blessing. So when I hear that, I just shake my head and say, people don't even understand what it is. So then for Alawe Broderick Bozimo, like Justice Augie said, is the Lord of my Lord. A very fine gentleman. I tell you that, a very, very fine gentleman. And now from him is the way he's able to the way he's able to carry himself.
Yes, carry himself.
That courage we enjoy you to him. Once you see him, his courage will open doors for him. And so that kind of courage is also one thing I'm also looking at, and I'm trying to emulate what I'll be able to emulate. He's a very tall man. Yes. I don't have that height, so I'll try other ways to be able to get that courage. And for Dr. Esombi, a very quiet man, unassuming, very, very unassuming. But unfortunately, he passed. But I think it was his own time to go. So I believe that wherever he is, he'll be proud of what happened on Saturday. Yes. Thank you very much.
On this note, we want to say thank you so much for having you. We are blessed, by listening to you. The branch is a wonderful opportunity, for the branch to have you in this particular program. And I think this is about the first of its type, and we hope to continue the program, because we have other programs lined up. The webinar committee has a lot of things. The media team has a lot of initiatives they are coming up.
I think we will also use this opportunity. Anytime I have any opportunity, I always like to drum it in. Our law center is key. We need that law center like yesterday. The law center that we have crafted, unfortunately, we couldn't showcase the law center because of the technical problem that we had on that day. The law center that has been proposed is going to be world class.
Yes.
And people say that, is it doable because of the amount of money? And I say, if you are determined to do anything, it's possible. It's possible. And if you contribute to that law center, your name will be written in gold. So that even if you are no more, your children's generation will see that, look, my father was here.
Yes.
Or my mother was here.
Yes.
That is the essence of that law center. It should be done. I think it's something that we all must ensure, contribute to, no matter how small.
I think they're watching now. They watch this program, and they didn't have the opportunity to hear it there. If they didn't have the opportunity to hear it there, now they can hear you live and direct. They watch you every one of us will have to contribute our quota in terms of reaching out to as many people as possible, as many lawyers as possible, members of the branch, and even those who are not members of the branch, to see how they can contribute to making sure that the law center becomes a success. Thank you, Leonard.
Thank you very much. I'm so humbled. I'm delighted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
This one is